I'm Jordan Giorgio from Chat Sports, and it's time for Quick Hitters presented by Game Time, the #1 mobile app for last-minute sports and concert tickets at the best price in seconds. Go ahead and visit chatsports.com/tickets to download. Let's get into all the latest news and rumors within the NFL. First up, as expected, Steelers running back Le'Veon Bell won't be attending OTAs. Bell still remains unsigned after the Steelers placed his franchise tag on him for the second consecutive year. Bell said this past March that he would follow what he did last year in reporting to the Steelers a week before the season opener and holding out until the very last minute. The Steelers will have until July 16th to work out a contract with Bell. Otherwise, he will play under the one-year, $14.5 million franchise tender. Next up, after signing to play in the Canadian Football League, quarterback Johnny Manziel is just happy the wait is over to play football again. He said, quote, "I didn't want to get into something down the road where I'm waiting until August, waiting until training camps open, and then if something doesn't transpire, I'm getting here late." Manziel signed a 2-year contract with Hamilton in the CFL, so he won't be returning to the NFL anytime soon, but for him, the chance to play again and the wait being over is good for now. After his arrest last Saturday, Dallas Cowboys receiver Terrance Williams' future with the Cowboys is uncertain. Under the NFL's personal conduct policy, it states that any alcohol-related conviction could result in a suspension, and all Cowboys contracts have language in them to void guaranteed money if a player is suspended. Although the league does not move fast with these issues and it must run through the court system first. But if Williams were to be suspended by the NFL, the Cowboys would owe him nothing and they would just have to eat the $3.75 million dead money rather than the $7.25 million as it stands right now if they end up releasing him. Moving on, veteran quarterback Tyrod Taylor, who is at the top of the Browns' depth chart, doesn't seem the slightest bit worried about a little competition from the Browns' #1 draft pick in Baker Mayfield. Hugh Jackson even weighed in after Mayfield was drafted, saying, quote, "Anytime you draft a quarterback at #1 overall, everyone wants to see him play. But I've made a true commitment to our football team. Tyrod Taylor's going to be the starter. Baker's going to come in and compete, and however that unfolds, it unfolds. But right now, Tyrod is the starter." In response to a question about Mayfield, saying he's going to try to win the starting job, Taylor said, "I think that's what drives us. That's what gets us to a point that we're at now in our career. Like I said, that doesn't faze me." Moving on, former owner of the Carolina Panthers, Jerry Richardson, will say his final farewell to NFL owners today at the NFL Spring League meeting in Atlanta. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reported that Richardson is set to briefly address owners and say his goodbyes before the sale of the Panthers to David Tepper is approved. Tepper will be purchasing the Panthers for $2.275 billion, with $2.2 billion of transaction paid in cash. The price of the team established a new record for the sale of a sports franchise in the U.S. Next up, running back for the Minnesota Vikings, Dalvin Cook is making great progress and is ahead of schedule in his rehab after tearing his ACL this past season. The Vikings do plan to be cautious with Cook this upcoming summer, but the goal remains for him to be ready to go by training camp. With expectations sky high for the Vikings this season after appearing in their first NFC title game in 8 years, they will need Cook back and healthy to help them in their quest to win their first Super Bowl. The NFL and Players Coalition finalized a partnership yesterday that provides about $90 million for efforts and programs combating social inequality. This stems from players taking a knee during the national anthem before games last season. The partnership will work closely with players, teams, and other organizations in a new and expanded community improvement program that was implemented during the fall league meeting, where many NFL owners and players met to discuss social issues that were important to them. Now, before we sign off, I want to bring up a quick reaction poll because I want to know from you guys, do you think that NFL players should be required to stand for the national anthem? Get your reactions in. Give me a heart for yes or a like for no. Or go ahead and send me a message on Instagram at Jordan Giorgio and let me know what you think. But that was Quick Hitters. I'm Jordan Giorgio. Make sure to go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Until next time, I'll see ya.